So, for what it's worth, this is Intellectual Conversation with Gabriel, and I want to welcome you to another episode. Let me make sure we're recording because it's a terrible, terrible disgrace when I'm pouring my Shakespearean heart out over this online waves, and of course, the microphone is not recording. That's always a terrible, terrible disgrace. So, I think we've done it correct. I didn't do a test trial, but of course, I think we're recording. So at the same token, that makes for good episodes, good information and good information sharing, which is half the battle of this whole ordeal. But I was just doing some reading on my phone. You see, this little rink-a-dink phone. I broke my original phone, but it's getting fixed and the likes. So this is a ZTE. And as far as you see the look of it, I think it says Axon ZTE. I think that's the name, but I'm not really that definite. I'm not that sure. But for what it's worth, I was doing a little reading in the likes, and just interesting. I check a lot of platforms in the likes to keep my information and kind of keep my juices. You read a lot of books, you read a lot of articles, and then it's always more information for you to fall back on to expand your own thoughts and processes into explaining it to other people with your own perspective on it. Mind fucking blown, baby. Mind fucking blown. So anyways, what I was reading about was just that. A fluke thing that is almost kind of freaky deaky, and it's always the big brothers watching. So it's a two-lane street. With technology, it's getting easier. It's getting more fun. Life is just getting so good, in the likes, especially when you make smart plays and you realize what's important in life and the likes, But for the meantime, every single one of you has probably heard of an Echo device. An Echo device, a Google device, all these devices that can literally send out text messages. You can say, Google, play this music, and it will play the music on your little box, with speakers on it. Or you can say, Echo, where's the closest Pizza Hut? And it will call Pizza Hut or in the likes. Are you getting the gist of it? I hope so. But anyways, what I was reading about was something that's a scary feat, and it's totally invasive and into the privacy of the owners of the Echo. And literally, there's been cases of people just having regular conversations, and the Echo totally being in the foreground, the background, and overhearing the words of your conversation between you and your peers, you and your spouse, you and your family. Accidentally misreading your cues, turning on, misreading your cues again, recording the message, misreading your cues again, and actually sending that message, that recording, where you're, supposedly, prospectively, where you're talking crap about your peers and the people that it's sending the message to, and then it sends the message via the internet or whatever, however these boxes work, and the like. So it can be an embarrassing mess. And at the same token, you hope they're not recording you, but with all this ordeal about data breaches and the likes, you never know, man. So at the same token, am I scared? Never scared. Am I gonna get one of those boxes? Maybe once the kinks have been worked out, and the likes, if I straighten up my abode to futuristically to be a smart home, a little bit, that is the way of the 21st century and the likes, right? I think I've seen episodes of Zuckerberg literally, suggesting that he has got a smart house. He's literally like. But he throws some bees in this bitch. It's a different gamut when you're playing with bees, billions, But I think Zuckerberg probably has it set up where his box he's got such good technology. He can literally say, technology box, will you dim the lights, and then it will dim the lights. Technology box, will you raise the curtains, and the curtains will raise. I don't know for sure, but that's kind of what I assume, and that might be where his head is at. Just being the technological guru that he's become, and programming and the likes, and also just having those bees to play with, you know what I mean? So very, very cool. And I might do that on a smaller scale, and depending on how the future pans out, how the real estate pans out and the markets pan out, maybe get into something as even as in depth as that, But very, very cool. I think technology is so cool. So I'm building a computer. Oh my gosh, and I'm doing it on a strict budget. Just having fun with it, upgrading the RAM, cleaning the computer, inspecting the computer, and just putting some. It comes with just in the graphics card and the likes, So just having fun and learning about computers hands on. Sometimes we're hands on. We like to work with our hands, especially with computers, and get inside the internal workings and find out how they work, and also some of the internal components playing on the computer. Excuse me, as far as flashing the BIOS and, the like, some of the just processes, just figuring it out. And this has nothing to do with programming. I am programming layman's, so I know nothing about programming, but I can maneuver my way around a computer. So for what that's worth, 26 years old has never felt better, baby. So it's a beautiful, beautiful thing, and I guess we'll talk very, very soon. Let me see if there's anything else on my phone that's warning me. It gives me updates about, technology and news and the likes. Let's see if I got anything for you while we're here. I was trying to go live, so that would be cool if you could communicate with me. But at the same token, my YouTube channel might not be large enough to go live, and at the same token, it also might not offer me the option as of yet. But anyways, nothing too fancy in news or the likes. I guess Starbucks, the company, is literally doing a diversity training, because what happened was two African American men, or three African American men, are in Starbucks waiting to order, but they're waiting for their friend or the likes, so just hanging out, using the restroom, and they actually get the police called on them. So that goes to show some of the culturalisms, and will that happen to another person of a different race? I guess it depends on the scenario. Sometimes it's not so much actual racial bias, but sometimes it is. This is it is oftentimes racial bias. At the same token, but sometimes it's also, there's other factors, demographics that come into play. Sometimes, as a childhood friend I grew up with suggested, he used to love this quotation. He didn't come up with it himself. He wasn't much of a creative, but he was a very intelligent math whiz and the likes. And what he suggested was a quotation that he loved was, "There is no racial divide. The only color is green. The only race color that matters is, or the only color that matters is green." Simulating the affluence of money, and the importance of money, and that goes to show. And that's a general guideline that's very, very true, but obviously there is racial biases and the likes, but, money talks, very big game. So I think that's it for now. I just wanted to come say hello. It's burning up outside. I hope you're having an awesome Memorial Day. Just so much to be thankful for. Oh my gosh. Can you even imagine how much we have to be thankful for at times like this? But yeah, I think that's it for now. One sentiment I wanted to share a tip, as far as real estate and the likes. Sometimes when you're in the market for a new abode, depending on your affluence levels and what you can swing and the likes, and what kind of dedication and what kind of supplemental incomes you can get, totally, it can be cool to totally have 15-year mortgages, instead of the standard 30-year mortgages, because most people aren't paying cash for their homes. Some people do. It depends on the market you're in and the expense of the house. But a large purchase home, unless you're Zuckerberging or you're billionaireing or you're millionaireing or you're tycooning, sometimes these processes happen in segments. They happen in stages. So you got to work your way into that cash market, and sometimes it's not even a good option, a viable option, to want to put that much cash down that you could be using in other realms and other markets to generate more cash, when you could just do as little as 5% down, or 10% or 15% or 20%, depending on if it's just a home or if it's an investment property. So I'm trying to get myself involved with reading more, and I want to take a course on real estate, because really, as I've elaborated a million fucking times, real estate has made the most millionaires domestically and globally. Mind fucking blown, baby. Mind fucking blown. So it's a good time to be alive, man. It's a seller's market right now, but of course, things change, So you want to prepare yourself to be able to make a purchase once the tides change. As long as the roof doesn't fall over and the house doesn't fall down, of course, you might be able to snag yourself with your excellent superior credit and maybe your slight 5 or 15 or 20% down payment, or more, depending on whatever your game it is. But sometimes you want to leave some of that cash freed up for play, But literally, the mortgages will still be flowing, and the world hasn't ended yet. We've thought it was ending. Oh my gosh, I heard a million people. Trump's the president. Oh my gosh, the world is ending. But is it? I mean, I don't know, man. I'm not sure. But I'm rolling with the punches and just learning every day. But according to an article I read, it's a random statistic, but getting the 15-year mortgage as compared to the 30-year mortgage, I just want a moderate, medium home for a family, maybe a 2-couple family or the likes with maybe no kids or thinking about a child or having one child or the likes. Literally, you could save up to like $9,000 over the term of your, which isn't necessarily a lot over 30 or 15 years, but I mean, at the same token, every amount of interest amounts to something, So at the same token, you can save up to like maybe $9,000 on a regular moderate home just getting the 15-year mortgage from the lower interest rate as compared to the 30-year mortgage and a smaller, slightly higher interest rate and the likes. So it's just something to play with, something to think about. Just keep these thoughts going in your ear and just get to thinking. That's what I'm here for. Intellectual conversation with Gabriel is just to get you thinking, and get your mind stimulated, baby. So that's all for now. That's just off the top of my head. But so much in the works, man. It's cool having smartphones that can just warn us about information and books we can buy for cheap on Amazon, used books, new books, everything, ebooks, free ebooks you can sign up for as long as it's reputable, reliable sources and the like. So, my younger crowd out there, I hope you're not depressed. I've read that many young people are facing depression. College students specifically. So if you're in college and the likes, don't stress too much. Life is very, very important. It's very, very cutthroat. But just because you didn't get, it's about what you learn, and sometimes your grades will denote what you learn. But at the same token, sometimes you got to be in that class and end up being the actual boss and the person that got the A's working for you. So keep that in mind, man. And I know a lot of cultures strive for excellence, and I think excellence is a great thing, and I think excellence can take you the farthest. So definitely strive for those straight A's if you can. But as a lot of billionaires have suggested, it takes a lot of dedication and time to put all that effort into learning sometimes about something important, and then you want a mastery of it. But sometimes trivial subjects and the likes, time is precious too. Time is valuable too, so just keep it all in perspective, and just because you're not very good at school or the likes doesn't mean you can't be a real estate boss out this bitch. Doesn't mean you can't play with some stocks out this bitch. Track the S&P 500. Let the economy work for you like some Warren Buffett shit, and I think it's all good, baby. So anyways, we'll talk soon, man. That's all I got for you, man. I hope this episode was a pleasure. I hope I'm not too excited. I'm just really excited that, for life, such a blessing, man. So hope I wasn't talking too fast. I have that tendency, especially when I've drinking a cup of coffee. Oh my gosh, it wires me up and I get really excited already. And then I get wired up from a cup of coffee. But I wanted to be prepared to share the sentiment with you and the likes, So not live on YouTube, but, as live as I could get it for this moment. So we'll talk very, very soon. Thank you again for checking in to Intellectual Conversation with Gabriel. And, of course, we'll talk very, very soon. Did you realize that you can do anything? Never value your worth, as my quotation has suggested. And we'll talk very, very soon. Okay, thank you again. We'll talk soon. Peace.